Everyone wants more money, but most of us weren't taught how to create an abundant life. That's where the law of attraction, manifesting success stories show comes in. If you are ready to have more money, create more freedom, and experience more fun, turn the volume up. It's time to learn how to create the prosperity and life you have been dreaming of. Here's your host, Cassie Parks.
Hello and welcome to this episode. I am your host, Cassie Parks, and I am back with Mia for her 13th interview. Welcome, Mia.
Nice to be back. Lucky 13.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. What's awesome right now?
Well, I just got back from my second physical therapy appointment, and things are coming along pretty good. It seems like Ice Age to me, but it's nice to hear your therapist say, oh, yeah, look, you can bend your knee this much more, and you can extend it this much more, and wow, you're strong. Wow, you're flexible, so that's all good. So things are going well.
Good. Always good to have someone remind you how far you've come.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that. All right, let's just jump into it. So your last right about the time that we're recording this, which is September 22nd, 2020, your interviews came out just a little while ago, specifically one on being vulnerable. And that had a huge impact. And a huge ripple effect on a lot of people, especially Enchanted Circle members. So how did it feel, first of all, to hear that interview? Did you listen to it?
I did. I listened to it, and you emailed me and you said why you picked it over another one, because you felt like maybe I needed it. And then when I listened to it, I thought, oh my God, did I need that? That was so perfect timing, Cassie. Thank you so much. But then on a couple of the Enchanted Circle calls, a few people mentioned how important it was for them, and that it just added to the weight of it all and how important it was. It was really so awesome. I can't believe how you really do. You pick these things out, and it's you don't know who it's for sometimes, but it's for somebody. And it was so awesome, because so many of the interviews have been important to me as well. So to have one of mine impact a few people, it makes it that circle. Everything goes around,
Yeah. And it was really big. And it was, I did want to mention that. So it was that interview sort of, because there's always it's like, where's the beginning? Where's the end of a series when I'm doing you guys that are the year, right? And it was like, does it go at the beginning of next year? Because it's like a new opening, it's new vulnerability, or is it like the closeout in sort of that cliffhanger? I think about it like in terms of TV shows,
definitely the cliffhanger.
Yes, yeah.
For sure.
And it was perfect. It was perfect for you and what you were going through, and then it just had that full circle effect on so many members, which is awesome.
Yes.
Yeah. Very cool. So how, and then I also gave you another assignment to even go be more vulnerable.
Yes.
And having you ask for what you need. How did that go? And how did that open up?
I thought I could grade myself a C+, but every time my partner says no. So I do tend to test the waters a little bit rather than asking directly. And it feels like I'm making progress, but I'm not getting the feedback, because she definitely is a good senpai, and that in martial arts, that means senior. Your senpai is your senior, and she's definitely a good senior in that regard. She's not going to let me get away with anything. So there's work to do. That's the cliffhanger part.
Yeah.
Work to do with that. Yeah.
But that's awesome. But you're doing it, and you're trying it, and you're opening it. And so how does it feel to even to take on that? Because you could have said no to that assignment. It was like a bonus. I think this would be a good idea. And you could have said no, but you said yes.
Yeah, it is. And the other thing that it's one of the things I fell in love with Tracy about, because I'm very different than that. There's no question what's on her mind. She will let you know. She'll complain about something. She'll bitch about this. She'll go on. She will not. There's no filter there. And I love that, because I'm like, I won't get, I'm not going to complain about that. I'm going to, well, whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's really good. And it makes it an extra challenge for me to ask, because she'll say, oh my God, I can't believe I took the dogs for a walk. I took the trash out. I did this. I did this. I don't know how I can do all this stuff. And so I have to ask her for that one, one more thing.
One more
It's
thing.
like, oh my God, I can't, and it's perfect for me. It is so perfect, because it would be easy if it was somebody like me that would even ask me, can I do that for you? Why don't you let me do that for you? That's not Tracy. I mean, it's not like she's not nice, but it's like, everything comes out, what's on her mind. And, I hear a complaint and I go, God, well, now I can't ask her like to bring me some ice for my knee and the ace bandage. I better just go get it, and like, and it's wrong, it's just,
Yeah.
you still have to do it. So it's good. Very good.
Awesome. I love that. And I think that ties into something you said. Someone was, we were going through an assignment that we've been on for a while, and she was a little frustrated. And your comment was, my biggest learnings came from the assignments that were the toughest for me. I think this is a great reminder. Will you just share with everybody what that means and how it's evolved?
Oh, it is so, Cassie's assignments in the various things that you do when you're a part of the Enchanted Circle. Not only do they always come along at the exact right time, but the ones that really give to you are the ones that are the hardest. I've also joked with other members that, oh man, that one was so hard for me, I had to take it pass fail. Don't even worry about it. You're doing great. It's like, God. It's like, you bang your head against the wall, and I can tell when you're doing it with some of the other members, because it's like, well, can you just come up with 3, maybe not 10, but 3, because that's usually where I'm at. It's like, and you'll say in the assignment, start with 50, and I'm going, 50? I can't even come up with 5, and you'll reel me in and send me out again and reel me in a couple of times until at least I get the idea behind it.
Mm-hmm.
And you really understand it isn't about the 50 necessarily, but it's about getting the idea of the assignment. But the difficult ones are the ones that just really sink in so well.
Mm-hmm.
And it's worth every effort, every little bit of frustration, this can't be that important, really, and I'm never going to get this. It's because a similar assignment will come up 3 or 4 weeks or 3 or 4 months later, and you'll go, oh no, shoot. Oh shoot. But it's all good, because it needs to, it just, that's what's so great about the Enchanted Circle. You think it is practice, 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 because you can hear things and feel like you understand it, even go through one of the assignments and get over it, do it well. But those are the ones that you need to come back to and come back to and come back to, because even if you've really gotten them, there's always other layers, other layers, other layers, and every layer gets you so much further, so much further.
Yes. I love that. Thank you for sharing, because that's important for people to hear. And that is the way it works, right? It's the things that are tough. It's because our mind isn't there. It isn't it isn't expanded. And it's that it just pushes against and expands it. When an assignment is tough, it's like, nope, a little more over here, a little more over here. Nope, do this again, or we're not quite nailing it. Those are really the things that expand us.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's basically old stories, old beliefs, pieces of things. And, those things don't let go very easily. They don't. They don't. You chick away at them and you think, oh, now it's gone. And it's like, oh, it's still here, because they're really deep in there. And so, it's a practice. It's a continual practice. I know you always say, when we do the weekend workshops, you do the weekend workshops, you do all the assignments yourself, because you're always moving. You're not this static, enlightened person. You're moving, always, there's always a future self to go to. And that's, it doesn't matter where you're at. You always need to be moving forward to that future self, for sure.
Absolutely. I love that. So you did mention, and I think we mentioned it on the last um, call, but you recently had knee surgery.
Yes, that's right.
And so I love it a little bit before we talked about, what was the term you used? I love it.
I forget what the term. Oh, it's tabula rasa. Yeah.
Tabula rasa. Yeah.
When so we're kind of 6 months or so into, SARS COVID-19. So we've all been doing our part, sheltering in place, and that's already a big thing. But I had a nice little fall and re-injured an old knee injury, did my ACL again, and kind of was in denial about it for a few weeks and got it back. And even then I was starting to think, well, there's so many things I can't do. What's really important? And then I decided to go ahead and have the surgery again. And it's like being back at that first injury again when you first get out of surgery, because you're all swollen. You got to do some healing. You got to get this back. You got to get that back. It's that sort of thing. So you're limited. You're definitely not your old self. So it's very easy once your plate has been cleared, once the table is clear, if you allow yourself, rather than being so frustrated about, I can't do this, I can't do that, I can't do this. It's like, what am I going to put back? What am I going to curate and put back? Because now's the time. Now's the time. If I don't like doing this, I could decide I don't want to do it. This is the time. This is really, really, really the time to do it. So it's been, again, hard, but very, very good. Very, very good. So,
yeah. How do you, how's the process of sort of deciding what you're going to put back gone for you?
It's another one. It's another lesson in vulnerability in a lot of ways, because I want to be that tough person that, I can do anything. I can do anything. And it's okay to be able to do everything, but it certainly doesn't mean you have to do everything. I mean, even if I never had gotten injured, it doesn't mean I have to be that person. Don't have to be that person. And it isn't really about being strong, it's about being you.
Yeah.
And that's definitely an old belief for me, is being strong. It's why it's hard for me to do the vulnerability exercise of asking for things that I need. It's one of the most difficult things. So, and it's amazing, Tracy apart, kind of hard on me for good reason, but other people have been so much there for me.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just like for me, it's like miraculous, whereas it's just normal for other people. Hey, I was wondering, could you do this for me? Can you do that for me? They're like, oh, sure. Yeah. Hey, how's your knee doing? And they're just happy to do it. And it's like, oh my God, this is amazing. And it's never anything I would have asked for, And so that realization makes it a little easier to say, okay, well, I might add this back, but I might also be able to ask somebody to help me with it if I need to. Or if I can't make it that day, I can ask them to cover for me,
Yes.
And it's really great, and I can't even believe, that I've gone this long in my life and not, basically, I've called it before, basically COVID was like a little pebble on your head saying, hey, you could look at a lot of things and see if you really want to do it. And then, oh, look, you fell down and you sprained your knee. You better look at some stuff. Oh, now you're going to have surgery. Oh, this is the brick. So now you better pay attention, because next it's going to be the grand piano that drops on you if you don't get the clue, So I think I'm getting it. Another level. Level. A little bit of that belief is going away.
I love that. Good. Yeah. And you had said, you've been strong and you can choose that or you cannot. And so I want to know, who do you get to be now?
Yeah, that's it. what I see generally is I get to be a well-rounded person. I don't have to be the brick wall or the atlas that can have the world on its shoulder. I can be a well-rounded person, and how that turns out in detail is the fun of it. It's something that on one level might have worried me. Well, I don't have all the answers. Oh my God. I'm going to find all the answers out. They're all going to come to me. My future self is going to show me, going to help me, going to pull me along. Inspiration over desperation. I don't have to be desperate to know exactly who I'm going to be. I just know I'm going to be a well-rounded person.
Yes, that's awesome. How does that feel?
It feels really, really good. Really good.
I'm so excited for you.
That's
great. Awesome. What are you most excited about out of this experience? And I guess about being a well-rounded person?
Just how much more of the world opens up. How much more possibility there is out there.
Yeah.
I almost can't fathom it.
Yeah.
Which is really the way it is. There isn't a depth to that. Not going to touch the ground, in the deep end of the pool. It's just huge.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Fabulous. This has been so great, and I'm so excited for where you're going. Any other words of wisdom or things on your heart that you want to share today?
I think we got to all of them.
Yeah. That's awesome. Cool. I am excited. Thank you for sharing all the moments, because they've all made such a difference. And I love just the way your story is evolving. It's so cool. And I'm excited to see the next chapter and the next chapter and the next chapter.
Me too.
Yeah. And I hope all of you enjoyed today. Make sure to come back and check out what else is awesome in Mia's life next time.
Thank you for joining us on the Law of Attraction Manifesting Success Stories show. To learn how to attract more money into your life, go to your favorite book retailer and order Cassie's book, Manifest $10,000.